the first thing you really do have to understand is that this is going, like I've said a million times, becoming a professional hockey player or playing the OHL, college, whatever, it will be one of the hardest things you've ever done because they want the best of the best. And the only thing you could do, well, let me just back up a little bit. The next thing you have to understand is that we've talked about this several times, but this is where it becomes really important. When things get hard or when doubt creeps in, that's where you're going to go into the negative, or you're going to go into like whatever questions you ask yourself, you're going to get answers, right? So if it's, God, they bring this guy in to take my spot, like, oh, there's a lot of spots here, like, I hope I'm good enough. Those are not the best things you should be saying to yourself. So it's about having the right mindset. Okay, let me get back to that in a second. Mm-hmm. The next thing you got to understand is that if you can understand the business of hockey and understand that when you're making a team at 17, like I'm going to just talk about the OHL. So at the OHL, the league is for what age? What teams will have the best teams? Who will be the best players?
Yeah, 18 to 20.
18, yes, but 19-year-olds are the shit.
Yeah.
There should be the best players, and then your overages. Yeah. Okay, so if you look at it, if you make the league at 16, it's just not your time yet, unless you're just different. But if we keep it honest, the first round pick, that's like even an early round pick on any team, is most likely going to be a fourth line player. He's not the first line guy. There are exceptions, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, as the season gets better at Christmas and all that stuff, and the grind starts, you start working your way down the lineup, usually. Because unless the team's doing a rebuild.
Yeah, everything tightens up. That's just what happens.
And the league gets better. You get NHL guys back and stuff. So whenever anyone thinks at training camp, that's not even close to what the league's like at Christmas and then going into playoffs. Okay? Yeah. So what you have to do as a player is you have to look at it long term. And this is where parents and mentors can really help you. So it's not about what you do at 16. It's really not. It's irrelevant. It's what you learn. It's actually what you learn and what you take from it, and the work ethic that you put in, and the mindset and all those things. That's what's important. And grinding through things when it's hard. And it's actually not even about what you do at 17, 18. You know, you should be getting your way there. But you actually have, if you come in as a 16-year-old, you have 4 years plus an overage. That's 5 years to be a great hockey player. It's 5 years, not one. And what I think a lot of the kids do, well, not that I know a lot of kids do, is they look at today. So the pressure today, it can really get them. And then you look like, how long am I going to be doing this? And, like some guys are like totally frustrated and bent out of shape and lost and tortured after a month of not seeing a power play or not getting a good regular shift or getting scratched a couple times. Yeah. It's been a month. You got 5 years or 4 years. So even if you make it at 17, you still have 4. And if you make it at 18, you still have 3. Yeah. It's a ton of time, but the hardest part is seeing past your nose, right? Seeing past your nose and sticking to the grind. And sticking to what it's really about. So as I told Charlie and most of the kids that I train, it's like when you go into the league, your expectations should be absolutely nothing except for you're there to learn everything that you possibly can. It's not just words. You're there to learn the game, learn the process, learn how the league works, learn the drills, learn how to work hard, learn how to be a pro, learn like every single aspect of it, learn how to live away at home from home, learn how to eat right, like learn how to work out right, learn how to pick your friends properly, like learn, right? And especially learn the game of hockey. And then your only other expectation you should have for yourself is to earn something. And earning something might not even happen because you're not in total control of that, which is my next point. So you have to go there with the mindset of you're going to be there to learn, and no matter what you think, because your opinion of yourself actually doesn't even matter. You just got to do the work and put your nose to the grindstone and just get through it. And I remember my son and a couple of the other kids talk about that first year and they go, "Oh wow, that was hard," but then it's over.
Yeah.
And then you're a better man for it.
For sure.
But then the last part is I said those are the only things you can control. And that's the next point is you have to be, this is a conversation I had with Charlie and just maybe 2 other guys, and like with the parents. This year, if you start off on the first line, on the fourth line, if you get scratched every third game, it's still the process.
Yep.
And you do the exact same thing and grind your way through until you're done playing hockey, because it's the same thing. And so my point of that is that you can control what you can control, and that's your eat, your sleep, your workout, how hard you work, your desire, like finishing it, like doing your job the best you can. Who you hang out with, all those things that you can actually control, that's what you can control. And the coach is going to look and he's going to say, yes, today's your day, or no, today's not. But why should that change anything you do for the next 4 or 5 years? Because your day will come. It will come. It will come, unless you're just not good enough. But you'll know that, because the harder you work for a longer period of time at those high levels, you will be a better player. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
So your day will come. It's a matter of sticking freaking to it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the most important piece of advice that I think is missing from so many young guys is it doesn't have to happen today. You don't need to be the first line power play today. Like, you don't, I remember that when I played, and it was not just me. It was common for everyone. Everyone wanted all the ice time, and no one ever explained going in that, hey, this is how it's going to be, unless for some reason you are so outside the norm that we can't help but to have you in whatever position. And if somebody would have just said that and explained it in the way that you just did, to all the first year guys coming in, regardless if you're a first round OHL pick or you're trying out for your junior B team or whatever the situation is for you, having a coach or a parent or a mentor, like you said, that can explain that to you and tell you that would have been the most valuable thing in terms of advice that any player could have in any sport going into the first year.
Well, it's no different than business, right?
Yeah. Well,
it's the same thing.
And this is what I was I literally wrote that exact same thing down. It's like,
funny.
If you go and get a new job and you're starting on Monday, is it reasonable for you to expect that you're going to get all the best clients and all the best contracts and all of the best work and doing only the things you want and working the hours that you want right away in your first year working at a new company?
That's right.
Never. That would never happen.
First 5 years.
Yeah. What do you have? You have probation for 3 months. You don't get your benefits that kick in for 3 months. Yeah. You don't get a pension that starts until 3 months. So for the first 3 months, at the very least, you don't even know if you should be there or not, because you might not really on the team.
That's right. Yeah.
You might not make the cut.
Yeah.
And in every other avenue of life, except for sport, for some reason, people will go in and expect that they should be given everything that 3-year, 4-year experienced worker, because that's what it is. You go this is where it turns into the business of hockey now, right? When you start to go and play junior or you play college or whatever, it's a job now. Like, you are being hired by the team to provide a service to them that makes their organization better and make money and win a championship and develop their players and promote the program and all that stuff. That's actually what your job is when you go play for an OHL team or an NCAA team or whatever junior team you're playing for. That is your job. It's not just I'm paying to play and have fun now like you do in minor hockey.
No, it's different.
So if you think of it in those terms, the first time you get a job when you're 16, you go for your interview at McDonald's. Should you have the same responsibility as the manager? No. And when you think about it in that way, maybe that's a helpful way for people to think about it, to your point, in terms of business or whatever. It's like you need time to figure out how it works. And everyone is so quick in their first year to jump to, well, I know how it works and I'm just not getting ice time. And it's like, you don't, though. You don't know how it works.
So when they're going in a tight game and they need that guy to get something done, do they look at the youngest guy and say, yeah, go do this important role? No, you're going to give it to someone that's older. It's the same thing with the power play, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, the young guy might have a good game or might be looking good, but when the game is on the line and my job is on the line and I need to win this game, I'm looking at, I'm going with my go-to guy.
Of course.
It is what it is.